Rose Cushing, host of Modern Horseman TV, the horse show for horse-crazy kids of all ages. With us now is John and Laura Montross of Montross Quarter Horses. And John and Laura have been in the Raleigh area for a long time, and they've built up quite a wonderful youth program here. So let's find out a little more about your program. Can you tell us, Laura, about what are some of the things you offer here if I have a little kid that I want to get in riding lessons?
Sure, we have many programs. First of all, we have private riding lessons in both English and Western. We have training classes. We take students to shows. We just started an Equine Studies course for children to learn all the other extras above and beyond besides just the riding. We breed horses, so we have pretty much everything. We do clinics covering all bases of showing and different events, and we judge shows as well.
So if a person out there has a child they want to put in a riding program, they don't have to own their own horse, do they?
Of course not. No, we have some really nice lesson horses. They've all been on the show circuit, so they're very calm, gentle, and easy to learn on, and they know their stuff, so the child can learn as much as the horse knows, which is quite a bit, and be safe and don't have to own their own horse.
Here at Montross Quarter Horses this afternoon, and I'm going to talk to some of the kids that have been involved in the equine programs. You'll have seen them throughout the show doing different things, but I wanted to kind of sit down and have a little discussion with them about the things that they've learned while they were here. So we're going to start with Ashlyn Gonzalez, and Ashlyn is 12. So Ashlyn, I'm going to give you the mic and we'll get going. Tell me how you got started here at Montross.
Well, I went to a camp and I rode a horse, and my mom just asked me if I wanted to do lessons, so I just decided to come here.
What courses have you taken here?
I have taken the Equine Studies course and the Setup for Success training school.
And what did you learn from those?
For the Equine Studies course, I learned how to show a horse and how to care for a horse. In the Setup for Success training school, I also learned how to show a horse, and I trained a colt.
Tell me about the colt that you trained.
His name is Patrick, and he is a 6-year-old bay gelding. And yeah.
And you worked a lot with them on the groundwork and stuff?
Yes.
So did you ride him?
Well, just a couple weeks ago, yes, I did.
How'd that feel?
It was the best feeling I have ever had in my life.
And tell me about the trust that you and him have in the relationship that you guys have.
Well, it's like a really hard bond, and not very many riders get to experience that.
And how do you think that what you've learned here has contributed to you being able to have that bond with him?
Well, here they just teach you a lot about confidence and just give you a better perspective of things.
What are some of the things that you trained Patrick to do with John and Laura's help?
I trained him how showmanship in general, and that's a pattern on the ground and not on the horse.
How did it feel to show Patrick for the first time?
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. And when you showed, riding Patrick was your dream come true. Yeah. I know here at Montross Quarter Horses, John and Laura encourage their students to dream big and have goals. So what are your big dreams?
Well, my dream is to show Patrick and Hunter under saddle and to eventually own horses at my own barn.
What are some of the aspects that you like best about coming to Montross Quarter Horses to learn?
That they don't push you to do anything that you don't want to do, and that they just really explain everything to you in detail.
And how has this course changed your life?
It just made me a way better person and gave me a better attitude and just let me think of things in a different way.
Would you recommend it to other kids to come?
Yes, I would.
And why?
Because it's just an amazing experience, and you just wouldn't think that horses would be like that.
Next guest is Carly Jo Lindsay, and Carly Jo is 12. So Carly, tell me, how did you get started riding here at Montross?
First time that I rode was at Disney World. I was probably about 4, and I remember that I was in a Sleeping Beauty gown, and I rode this pretty little Palomino with an eye problem. And after that, I just fell in love with horses. So I've moved from barn to barn. I went to Blue Skies, but then that's kind of just the beginning stuff, and I wanted to go into competition. So I went to another barn, but it was just pushing the limits. And then I came here, and it was just the perfect place.
So what's some of the courses that you've taken since you've been here?
I have taken both of the Equine Studies course.
So you guys met in a small group on Saturday or Sunday afternoon. So how did you like learning in that manner where you had like-minded girls in just a small amount?
I really liked it because we all had a connection together from the horses, and we can learn off of each other, because in a bigger group it's just push and shove to answer a question or even get to do something hands-on. So it was a lot easier, and it was really relaxing.
What's some of the stuff you learned?
We have learned from taking care of the horse to the shoeing and the showing, how to get ready for a show. I mean, we've learned from an intro stuff to the more difficult stuff.
Were you surprised that there's so much to know about horses?
Yes, I was, because I've always known, I thought that I've known a lot about horses, and I came here, I'm like, oh, I don't know that much at all.
It is surprising to learn what you don't know.
Yeah.
Do you own your own horse?
Yes, I do. I own a Palomino, and her name is Navajo.
How'd you find her?
I found her when I was riding here. I fell in love with all the that I've rode, but after 3 I found her, and I just had a connection with her ever since.
And why was she different?
Her temperament was so easygoing, and she knows what you're trying to say, but she won't do it if you're not doing it correctly.
So she teaches you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that Montross Quarter Horses has had divine intervention in helping their students pick the right horse?
Yes, I have, because I've been through a lot of horses, and I have found horses that I've loved, but there are little tweaks from each horse that might not fit with you, and it's hard to find the perfect horse.
Okay. And you said one of your goals was to learn to jump. So have you done that yet? And what was it like? Did you do it on Navajo?
Yes, I have. The first time I jumped, I was really nervous, and I kind of just hung on for the ride. And since Navajo's the perfect horse for doing that, she just kind of went on through. So it was a really cool experience.
And what did you learn in the second course on preparing and showing for your first horse show?
We learned the shoeing and everything that you need to get ready for a show, and it was really fun to do it in a group because we could help each other, because I might have missed something but the other person knows it, so we could help each other throughout it.
The day that I was here filming and you guys were showing, it looked like you were having a lot of fun. Did you enjoy that, having the kids that you knew here that you had taken the classes with and supporting each other?
Yeah, I have, because I've started doing things alone, and it's not really fun because it's really pressuring, you have to get this done. But when you're in a group, you can laugh, and it's really fun, and you have each other to work on everything together.
So I know that your family's going to build a barn soon. Do you think you'd be ready for all that responsibility if you hadn't come here?
No, I don't think I could, because I've learned so many small things that could mean life or death for a horse here. I didn't know that there are certain trees that a horse could not eat, or they would become really ill.
Okay. And what are some of the things that you like the best about having come to Montross Quarter Horses?
I liked wrapping their legs.
Really? Okay. And why do you wrap their legs?
You can have stables with different flooring, and some wraps could help support their legs because there are hard floorings and there are softer floorings. So that's one thing, and then the others are just to protect their legs for when you're showing.
So I know that at the end of the course they have a banquet and they present you with some awards. So what did that feel like?
It was really cool because they don't just say oh, you did a good job, because I've seen banquets where they say the same thing to every single student, but here it's you all have a special something, and they really show that.
And so when you took the courses here, do you feel like they made you become a more confident horsewoman?
Yes, I do, because before I loved animals and I loved horses, but I was really scared around them and really jumpy, and I've learned that if you stay calm, then they'll stay calm. And now I think I'm a little too confident because I'll walk right up to a horse that I don't know, so that could be a flaw, but it's also a good thing.
True. Okay, and would you recommend these courses to other kids? And if you do, why?
Yes, I do, because a horse is like the saying, you can never judge a book by its cover. Because when I first saw a horse, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want a black horse. That was all I wanted. But when I found Navajo, she was a Palomino, and I was disappointed in that. But after that words, it doesn't matter what's on the outside. Like, the horses are so amazing on the inside. You just have to look harder.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for sharing with us. Okay, now is Charlotte Mann, and Charlotte's 10 years old. Charlotte, how did you learn about the courses here at Montross Quarter Horse, and what made you come?
When we moved to the house that we live in now, which is really near here, I wanted to do some riding, and I had ridden on the horses that we own that are at our house for a little while. And then a couple years after we moved, my mom saw that there was a horse barn here, and I just wanted to check it out and see what it was like. And then when I came here, it was just a really good experience, and I heard of the class, and I have always wanted to show, so I just thought I'll do this class and learn to show.
So did you learn to show with your own horse that you already had?
No, I used one of the horses that they have here, Potential Bling, and I think I did that because she was just here, and it was easier for me to use the horse that was here so I could practice.
Okay. Before you started taking lessons here at Montross Quarter Horses, were you nervous around horses?
A little bit, because I wasn't really sure what they would do, because I have been around some horses that are jumpy and they aren't very calm, and if you spook them, they will be a little nerve-wracked, and the horses are much calmer, and they you know what they're gonna do.
Okay. So tell me about Potential Bling. Was that a good match for you?
Definitely. I really enjoy working with her, and I feel like we really work together well, and she's just a really awesome horse.
I understand that your confidence and enthusiasm has grown by leaps and bounds over the past 8 weeks. So can you tell me how the Equine Studies course has changed you?
Well, it has gave me the confidence to know that I can be a good leader, and I can get the horse to do what I want without forcing them, and that they won't try to hurt you, and they will just be calm around you.
What are some of the things that you learned here in this course?
Well, I learned all of the things that you do to prepare for a show, and since this was my first show that I was in, I also learned how to be in the halter class, because that was just new to me. And I also learned all of the things that you have to do, because we have 2 horses, all the things more that you have to do for having 30, 40 horses that they have here.
So when you actually got to show at your first horse show, how did that go?
It went really well. I was really happy and proud because I had gotten a second place in my classes that had a ton of people in them. I was only in one class, but I feel like it was really awesome and one of the most fun things I've ever done.
And has this experience sparked new dreams for you?
Definitely. I definitely want to do more horse shows, and before I had just wanted to do horse shows, but now it's I really can do it, and it's more like a dream come true than new dreams.
So what did you like best about working here at Montross Quarter Horses and learning here?
Well, I really like that Laura is really patient with you, and she doesn't really make you do anything if you don't want to do it. So it made me feel really comfortable and confident with what I know I can do before I was forced to do anything new.
Hi, I'm Laura Montross from Montross Quarter Horses here in Chapel Hill, and I'm here to tell you about some very exciting courses that we offer here for children ages 8 to 16. 2 of the courses are named our Equine Studies course. First one is 6 weeks long, and the children meet on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon for 2 to 3 hours, and they learn all the topics, everything to do with the horse other than the riding, covering nutrition, conformation, how to show, what to look for in the show ring, feeding, hoof care, you name it, veterinary care. So it's very exciting. The kids get to meet, and we start out in the classroom and we discuss the topic for that day, and then we go into the barn and we get the hands-on, one-on-one practical experience working with the actual horses. So they get the book knowledge, but you can't just have book knowledge and not understand the full experience of working with the horses. So that's very exciting. And then at the finish of the course, they get to take an exam where the kids are tested over everything they've covered, and if they pass their test, then they get a certificate of completion, and they also get a nice jacket, and we have a really nice special banquet with their parents there to honor them. So this has been very exciting, and we also have included a second course, which is 8 weeks long, and that's geared more towards showing of horses. So if you have a child that thinks they might be really exciting to actually show a horse and that they don't own their own horse, and they get to learn on one of our professionally trained horses, and they learn all the aspects of showing, how to prepare the horse, how to get him ready, how to band the horse, bathe the horse. And then as their final exam, they get to actually show their horse, that horse, in a horse show. So it's a lot of fun, and included in both packages, the kids get a private one-on-one lesson with myself or John, my husband, to actually learn any English equitation or Western horsemanship on one of our professionally trained horses. So both courses fill up fast, so call ahead and reserve a spot for your child if you think they might be interested. We also have one third course, which is our Set Up for Success horse training program, which was actually designed more for adults to actually work one-on-one with myself or John, and we get to work with one of our young horses, and actually you get to do the training of the horse with us. So you get to be a part of the horse's whole training from start to finish, and as a final exam, get to ride that horse for the first time and or show it in the show ring for the first time. So it's very exciting, just an opportunity that isn't offered anywhere else that I'm aware of, and it's been really exciting and fun. But it is interesting, we've had kids come and they see the program online, and they've asked us about it, so we have geared it toward the children as well. So we have had some students go through that, and it's just been very rewarding what they can learn from these horses, and just what a life changer it can be to really get to know these horses. And so very exciting, and thank you so much. And once again, we'll be starting some more courses in the fall. Look forward to it, and sign up soon.
Hi, I'm Robin Mitchell. I'm actually doing a little banding here on Patrick here. And this is Charlotte Mann. We're going to try a couple of bands, and then she's going to do it for her very first time. This is a part of a course where the young girls are actually learning how to show a horse, and it's through Montross Quarter Horses in Chapel Hill. So Charlotte, I'm going to put this rough his mane up a little bit, so it makes it a little bit easier, because he's probably been cleaned today, so we're going to rough it up a little bit there. You're going to hold that. So, and this little piece right here, we'll divide it into equal sections, and I like that because then it's kind of, dummy proof sort of. You don't have to really divide it yourself, so then you go like that. And if you will hand me a rubber band.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see here. And then you grab one of these little pieces, and you actually pull this out, and I could tuck it right here. Patrick, you're so good. You just stand there. And what you're going to do is wait till he's done, and then you pull this little piece down. You want to hook this up here. Have you done ponytails and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm going to take this little rubber band, and as I'm putting it in, I pull down, because if it goes up, it'll stick up.
Okay.
Okay.
Split that.
Yep.
And then take.
That's how I do it. You can kind of do it however you feel comfortable.
You put it in, and then take the piece.
Yep.
And then can I please have a rubber band?
Yeah. You want to use this to keep the other hair out of the way? Would that be easier?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put that right there. Okay. These little rubber bands get kind of hard to. You got it. Now what you want to do, you got it, yeah. Yeah, start at the top. And yeah, you're pulling down on the hair. There you go. You want to get it as close to the top as possible.
Like that?
Yeah, you want to start at the top. You got it. It takes a little while to get them all wrapped in there, but he's being good.
There.
He likes this. So, what do you think?
It's not too hard.
It's not hard, is it? He really likes this.
Yeah.
You got it? Okay.
Will you clip that?
Sure. Go right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Narrow band. Mm-hmm. Yeah, start at you got it there. That's it. Start at the top and then. And if it starts to get too hard to, the hair is just a little more slick, I can spray a little more on there to make it easier.
I think it's good.
Hi, I'm Carly Jo Lindsay,
Hi, I'm Jordan Harmon.
and we are cleaning Tack today.
Now what we do to put on the saddle first is we put restoring conditioner on it. So that way that the saddle will be clean and it will be nice clean leather.
It also helps the leather last longer, so like when you're riding, stirrups won't snap and it just doesn't break down. See how you rub it in.
And then you rub it in. You have to do it, like you have to really scrub it. And you can't just kind of do it. You have to.
A lot of saddles
into it.
have texture to them, so then the dust will get into the crack, so it's really hard to actually get it out.
Now, do you want to say something else?
I can't. A lot of people will just like scrub the top of it, but we need to scrub like all of it because you can see there's still a lot of leather underneath it and the strap, so we need to get every part. Okay. While you're cleaning it, you need to check for cracks in it because that could lead to breakage, so you need to get new parts so you can not get hurt.
And when you're cleaning the saddle, you always have to make sure you always clean these straps good. And this is kind of what she was saying about replacing it. Like on the stirrups, this is the most place that is used, so you always want to clean this really good. I would clean my saddle every 3 or 4 rides.
And if you haven't, I would always just clean it before shows or something, so it's new and
it looks good for the show ring. Mm-hmm. And up under here, you always want to make sure this is clean, because if there is ever anything under here, like also what she was saying, with tack, it can crack. And up here is mainly the place it'll crack because it's leading to the seat of the saddle. All right. And then once you're done putting the conditioner on it, put some leather new on it. Leather new will help shine up the saddle, and it'll make it look really good. And you always want to spray this on the straps also, because once again, you don't want to always have to replace your straps.
I see it.
Yeah. Thanks. I lost my rag. And then once you're done spraying that on there, let it sit for a couple seconds, and then you can wipe it down, and it will look really good. And also, you always want to get up under here, because this is where your girth goes. And these, once again, I've said this many of times, this part, if you pull down on the girth too hard and it's not clean, it'll crack and it will break.
So that's another way, if you're riding and there's so much strain on it that it will eventually snap and bye-bye you on the horse's back. And you also want to get everything because there's this little flap. So we want to get this side and this side because they're both leather.
And then this is cream conditioner. If you rub this on your saddle, it will also give it a nice kind of soft texture to it, and it will also give it a better clean also.
And like I said with all of them, you really do need to get every part of the saddle, so it's just your safety as well as the horse's.
And it's always good to have your bridle clean, because if your bridle is not clean right, and like what she was saying with the saddle, if it breaks, then
You have no control over the horse.
yeah. And the same thing with the bridle. You have no really control except your legs. And we learned all of this in the Equine Studies course here at Montross Quarter Horses in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Well, before we go, we also want to
Do a quick review with you. So first off, when you're cleaning your tack equipment, let's go through this again. Restore and conditioner. And then, once you are done with the restore and conditioner and have it done with your saddle and cleaned your saddle, put leather new on it to soften up the leather. And finally, put the cream conditioner on it, because that keeps your saddle from cracking and it keeps it really smooth to ride in.
And once again, I just need to keep saying this. You want to clean every single part of the saddle.
Hi, with us now is Sarah Zangi, and Sarah's 13. She's from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So Sarah, how long have you been riding?
I've been riding about 9 years.
And what kind of riding do you do mostly?
I do Western pleasure.
Okay. So do you show, or are you taking lessons to get ready to show?
I've shown a little bit, but mostly I just take lessons.
Okay. And when you show your horse, what kind of classes do you like to go into?
I like doing walk jog and sometimes go as you please.
So when you do the walk jog class, you just do whatever the judge asks you to do, and what's a go as you please?
Go as you please. When I did it, it meant jog.
Okay.
Funny story about it. One time I was doing a show, and it was the first show I did where they used go as you please instead of jog. And when the judge said go as you please, I took it literally and thought they meant go as you please. And so I continued walking my horse, and even though everybody else did it, and for some reason I didn't figure that out pretty fast. And so I continued walking my horse whenever they'd say go as you please. And well, I didn't do so well that time, but.
Well, go as you please should be go as you want to. That would make sense to me too. What kind is your dream horse?
Quarter horse.
Right. A bay?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Okay.
All right, good.